Hello y'all, welcome back. Today is a really exciting video. I was like, I want to try my hand at this latte makeup thing. And then I looked around me and there was so much new makeup that had either been sent to me or I had acquired from one means or another that applied. Because latte makeup is basically brown, right? It's just all different shades of brown. And it's all about that like tanned, luscious looking skin for summertime. And I was like, well, this is a really good opportunity to try some new stuff and do something that's so hip and on trend right now, which is naming something new that has existed for a long time and calling it a trend. So today the main thing that I want to show y'all are the new bronzers from Phytosurgence, because Jason and Tom have gone and put out 12 shades in a bronzer. Like, other Tom, Hope Mess Tom, just did a critical sound, you know, unpacking, take my shoes off. I'm trying to break in these Sandro loafers. The outfit is really strange today, but either way, this is what you're seeing. Either way, Tom just did their critical sass and they were talking about how no brands have been able to do this. Everybody's been requesting it. All you have to do is listen and know that everybody wants like a really large shade range in a bronzer line. And then who does it? Phytosurgence. And I happen to know that Jason pretty much freaking lost his mind, like cried, developing these shades because mixing cosmetics is hard and this is just a really exhaustive line. So anyway, I have, I think the first 3 or 4 shades. I think I have the first 4 shades in here. And so it's going to enable so much latte, but also I am gonna give you a little sneak peek into maybe some other beige makeup that might be coming down the line. Just gonna dib dab a couple things on my face that you might be seeing a lot more of very, very soon. But also we have the new lip colors from Eldridge, which I just did a reel on Instagram for y'all to check out all the shades. But I pulled Fawn. I've already had Velvet Fawn in her lipstick, and so Fawn in the Velveteen lip color makes a lot of sense here. I pulled Rudy's new Buble. So Beauty Bubble Buble by Rudy Berry. My friend Rudy has put out this amazing berry freckle pen, and we're going to be probably using that today. I have the Moonbeam Cushion Highlighter in Aura from M Cosmetics that they just sent me. I have some new concealers from Surratt. These are the new Dewdrop concealers, and only one of them matches me. The other one is like wildly light, but we'll give those a shot today. I'm now, strangely, on RHODE's PR list, so I think I might start with this peptide glazing fluid and just like see what we can get out of it. I'm telling y'all, I just have so much. I have so much excellent stuff here, and I also want to give this another shot today to show y'all because I just did that video using the Hourglass skin tint and it just made me realize how much I like this one better, the Yummy Skin Serum skin tint from Janessa Meyerix, and that we really haven't given her her due on my channel. So, do get it? I've definitely made that joke before. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. I like that latte makeup is kind of open to interpretation. I think that the main thing is like, yes, we're gonna end up with a lot of products on my face, but we're staying in a tight color palette that's very like skin native, skin tone adjacent, not too many standard deviations away. And also, it's gonna end up looking really like dewy and perfected, right? Something like that. I think that's kind of what we're always going for. Hailey Bieber is just always out here inventing something, isn't she? And just calling it something, and then TikTok just goes wild for it, so yeah. So this might be a mistake. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because this is the peptide glazing fluid. It is a dewy hydration layer, but it has niacinamide in it. And niacinamide is an ingredient known to make things pill. So if we have to wash all this off and start over, then we have to wash it all off and start over. They sent me a bunch of stuff. I also have like a little lip product in here. Maybe I'll use that. This shirt is cutting off my circulation. Oops. Oh, an intelligence test. Okay. Doesn't smell like anything. Glaze me. I already have sunscreen on. Chemical sunscreen. Well, that's just lovely looking, isn't it? Kind of a nice primer layer. Ooh, and it's so lightweight. Let's use her little lip product too, why not? So they all have this little notch on them, which I think is a nice little detail that makes it not look just completely right off the shelf. Peptide lip treatment from RHODE. Pink on gray. I mean, it's an okay idea, but it's really impossible to read. Ooh, it smells like vanilla. It is on my nose. It smells really lovely, actually. It smells a little bit petrolatum-y, which I'm not mad at. I mean, I cover my face in Vaseline when I go to sleep, so maybe that's a good thing. But yeah, it's vanilla. RHODE vanilla. Well, all right then. I am not going to over bronze my base. Hopefully. I'm going to really try not to end up with such like an exaggerated bronze thing going on my face that it ends up looking like it's a completely different color than my body. So we're not going to start kind of like by taking 2 steps backwards and like bronzing my foundation. I am going to start with a little bit of the Eclat Rosé sur Mesure, the Rosy Light Drops from Chanel here. And I'm using that to just kind of color correct a little bit. It's so beautiful and it's so luminizing and it's hydrating and lightweight, and it's also going to again keep my complexion from going too bronze. This does have a fragrance. I love the Chanel fragrance. Ooh, isn't that so pretty? I much prefer this to something like Auric Glow Lust or something because it's so thin. Auric is just so syrupy. It adds such like a beautiful layer on the skin, but I find that it makes the rest of my makeup really soupy. Also, if you're seeing bruising here, that's my Botox. I just got my Botox done, so it bruised between my eyeballs this time. Okay, so let's start. ADHD. I decided to dampen a sponge and I just dropped it in a glass of water and there it remains on the shelf, sitting in a glass of water. If anybody was under any delusion that I'm an organized person, let's go ahead and set the record straight. I'm going to try and apply this with a sponge here. So I have the Serum Skin Tint from Danessa Myricks in the shade 2. And again, the reason I'm going for this, 2 reasons. One, it has a lot more coverage than the Hourglass, but it still has a really beautiful dewy finish to it, so it still looks very much like skin. But also, it is a fantastic shade match. The Hourglass is just a touch, like a touch deep for me, and it was the fairest shade that they sent. Yeah. It's so beautiful. So I have, what's weird, you know, I might have even gone onto TikTok, I know, to make sure that I was kind of hitting the marks on the vibe for this makeup idea, right? This concept. And I did watch Hailey Bieber do this, and they're all baking underneath their eyes and they're baking on their jawline. Like, maybe with all of their youthful skin they can get away with that. I just did a YouTube short where I was like trying a new concept and a new tactic for baking the under eyes, and let me tell you, it still doesn't work. Nothing's changed. I just have really dry skin and baking just makes me look like a sarcophagus. And new levels of crepey, I think is what someone commented on that short. They were like, yeah, I tried this the other day and I was shocked at the new levels of crepiness that my skin was able to achieve. And that is how I feel. So I am kind of keeping the freckles on my cheeks clear of makeup. I probably could have done that with the Hourglass too when I was trying it for y'all. And that way I wouldn't end up with as much of that kind of gray thing that happens sometimes where my freckles show through the makeup and they don't look as natural. But we're gonna be going in with a freckle pen anyway. Look at the finish on that. Yes, we did start with the glazing fluid, so it's even more dewy. And then I also put on that kind of, you know, shimmery, the rose drops, but like, come on. I think that the beauty of it is all of these are so far really high performance products. We're not talking about something that's like sludgy. And so even though it looks really dewy, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's like attracting every piece of cat hair in the room. I mean, it probably is, but it doesn't feel soupy. Cool. It's a nice little base and we're still matching top to bottom. Okay, so we have new concealers to try today. So this is, again, the Dewdrop concealer from Surratt, and they come in these little sponge tip guys. Again, with Surratt, we always have some kind of nifty applicator, you know? And I have 1 and 3. So the good news is for people who are very, very fair and you have trouble kind of finding something that matches you, 1 is white. that's white. Like the color white. It's a little bit rosy, you know, in terms of undertone, but it is white. So I'm gonna use 3 and we'll see how much coverage we get out of this because I don't know. I haven't tried these yet. And I'm trying to stay kind of minimal here, but I do want some coverage to take away from the distraction of underlying blemishes and whatnot. So the Dewdrop Foundation, actually 3 is great. The Dewdrop Foundation is Hope Miss Tom's favorite foundation, and I like it okay, but I'm very excited to see their thoughts on this concealer when they get to try it. Nice. That's pretty. Let's see how it does under my eyes. It's quite a bit of coverage and I like that. A lot of people really like the other one, the Surreal Skin. I've never tried it. The only complaint people have is that there's so little product in the package and so you'll burn through it really quickly. I don't know how much is in this one. 0.13 ounces or 4 milliliters. I mean, Givenchy has 0.37, which is a lot, but that's so nice. Okay, so we have a nice, even complexion to start from. Now we're going to start with the Phytosurgence bronzers. I'm so excited to share these with y'all. I will be honest, I'm not even sure that I have like memorized the way that the undertones are set up in this line yet. So I have shade 1, which is Golden Daybreak, shade 2, which is Rosy Daybreak, shade 3, which is Golden Warmth, and shade 4, which is Rosy Warmth. Let's just swatch them. So this is what they look like when you open them up. They look very cool toned in the pan. And so this one is Golden Daybreak. This is shade 1. Beautiful. It has a little bit of radiance to it, but not, I wouldn't say shimmer. Here we have number 2, which is Rosy Daybreak. And you can definitely see the undertone differences there, the golden versus the rosy. Beautiful. I think that's really how you do a fair rosy bronzer. We have shade 3, which is Golden Warmth. They're pretty stiff and they go on light as air on your skin. Like you hardly even know that they're there. Golden Warmth. And then this is what Rosy Warmth looks like in the pan. My goodness, is that pretty. Haven't used this one yet. So that is Golden Daybreak, Rosy Daybreak, Golden Warmth, and Rosy Warmth. I'm gonna start with the 2 fairest ones because, like I said, we are really trying to stay within the range of like what's going to look the most natural on me. So I'm gonna start with the 106 from BK. Really doesn't take a whole lot. You can kind of feel it pick up on the brush. And I'm gonna kind of do, ooh, this is so beautiful. The golden really works on me as like an actual believable bronzer. I'm gonna do kind of the Hailey Bieber thing of just going kind of all the way around my hairline. See what I'm talking about though? It like disappears into the skin from a textural standpoint, but you can really see that the color has a healthy amount of impact, but it's lighter than air. It does not feel greasy or heavy or really like anything. It's awesome. Use a little bit of that on my eyes as well. Again, it's so lightweight that I don't feel like it's gonna add a lot of slip on my eyes. Oh, is that gorgeous or what? Easy, so easy. And then we'll go in with Rosy Daybreak and we'll use that to just kind of give me a little bit of like a natural sun look. I do think the Golden Daybreak is more my shade though. This starts to get a little bit ashy on me. Do you see? Like where my freckles are showing through. So yeah, that is a very good sign for people who might need something that is very, very fair. You know, it's actually a little bit too fair for me. However, I might have a blush that could help remedy the situation. What does that color do for y'all? What do you think? Do you think that that's gonna maybe help? It's interesting because the name of this color is actually Latte. So there we go. That's nice. And that's the closest we're gonna get to a blush today, is this beautiful latte beige. And I feel like I can just use it with reckless abandon. It'd be really cool if there were like different intensities of this shade for however much you wanted to wear or whatever your skin tone was. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Maybe it comes in a duo with another friend that really brings a look together. Just saying, hypothetically. Isn't it nice? Okay, I think we need a little bit of contour. So I'm gonna use my contour for this. Again, just a formula that is cream, yes, but it's going to be so lightweight on the skin that you like hardly have to use any, you know what I mean? So you don't end up with a ton of product on. And we also have this Moonbeam Cushion Highlighter, and this is in the shade Aura. I'm hoping that this isn't too deep for me. So I'm just gonna use the little sponge that came with this because it's adorable. And first I wanna see if this is, I think that's a shade that's gonna work. So we're just gonna put this very gently in kind of a slightly more exaggerated configuration, you know, accentuating the high points. Like that. It might be a hair too dark still for like my upper lip. Beautiful. That's so nice. Let's do the inner corner as well. I haven't powdered or anything yet. That's really pretty though. Look at this beautiful little compact too. It's so nice. It's kind of like an iridescent, you know, blue shifty pearl. Feeling very cute. I want to just choose a couple of colors here to go with on my eyeballs. Oh, I meant to use these. Yeah, I need to try and use these. These are the new brushes from Make Beauty and they weigh a ton. You could knock somebody out with them. They're awesome. It's a weird thing to claim as a selling point, but they're really cool. They're like really, really heavy. Yeah, I'm gonna start with Au Naturel from Laura Mercier on kind of the whole area here. And then I'm gonna mix in Pecan. Why didn't I use Trench? I don't know. I'm just trying to give it a little variety, you know? But we're gonna probably end up with more brown than this anyway. But like this is kind of the whole sex appeal of it, right? Is not that you end up with like an undetectable amount of makeup on. It's that it's just all in this very easy for the eye to comprehend color story, and then you can take some liberties, you know, with the shadow and light. And I think that the beauty of latte makeup is then you can, and I mean you don't have to do what I just did, kind of creating a base, right? You don't have to. It's just kind of how I think, but like you can then go in with your bronzer and your contour that you already used, right? So actually I'm going to go in with like the deeper ones. So Golden Warmth here from Phytosurgence. Give us like this really beautiful deeper socket that blends into the undertones of the bronzer that I already have on. I'll use a little bit of the Rosy Warmth right there in the crease. Really exaggerate, really blending it up and out. Getting a super diffused layer. I'll grab a little bit more of the highlighter from M Cosmetics just on my finger. And use that on my lid just a touch. And back into the inner corner. And I'm gonna take a pencil brush with a little bit more of the Rosy Warmth and really like build it up a little underneath my eyes. Get that smoky effect. And we can exaggerate that even more, but I want to stay in textures that are going to really perform. I'm gonna use a little bit of Hindash Color Fluid in Thorn here. I'm just gonna throw that on the top of a palette so that I have something to work from. I'm gonna be really precise here and work slowly. Really build a nice shadow that goes into the lash line. And then I'll grab a smaller fluffy brush and diffuse that edge. Like that. And we'll do it on the other eye. Okay, I think it's time to incorporate a little bit of powder. I just need to find it. And that's gonna help me diffuse this so that it doesn't look quite so Black Swan, because I didn't really anticipate the ballerina plus the exaggerated eye look going so Black Swan so quickly. So I'm using the Kosas powder here. And I think that we need some warmth in my eyes. I think that's the main thing that's making it look so Black Swan, is that like it needs gold. Like it needs something really, really golden. The answer is almost always my Victoria Beckham bronzer here. So I'm just gonna dust that over the top. And I'm also going to do what I always do and use it to kind of blend onto my cheeks so that we don't have that line of demarcation. And that just kind of subtly blends it a little bit better. And then it's the Hourglass Scattered Light and Ray, because I'm just making a decision that that's what I want to do. So I'm tapping a little bit of that with my finger here. And that's also going to bring a little bit more warmth onto my lid, because it's just looking a little bit basic and contrasty. There we go, little sexy smoky moment. I think we need a little bit more of that latte blush. What do y'all think? I'm going to do an eyeliner and my brows. The brows are going to be very glossy. I'm gonna try and get them, you know, to look kind of model off duty, even though I have really thick brows. So, you know, it's always gonna be like a power brow regardless. And then we're going to come back and do a lip, and we're going to play with Rudy's freckle pen. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have new eyeliners from Laura Mercier, so I'm gonna be using the bronze one today. What do y'all think about like no penciling in on the brows? What do y'all think about that? I just did a clear gel. I don't know. It's definitely like something to get used to. Maybe it's the ticket to looking a little less done. So, taking off my RHODE Beauty lip balm, which I really like, by the way. Okay. Call it what it is. I am gonna try and incorporate the Lisa Eldridge Velveteen lip color here in Fawn. It might be too much. It might just like overwhelm the look, but I do actually wanna start with a lip liner. I need to reach out to Thrive and get them to send me some more of my Kackie lip liner. I realize I like don't have any anywhere. So I'm using the Edge crayon from LH Cosmetics. And I'm just gonna do a subtle line here. Oh, it's quite red on me. And blend that a little. It's interesting how smoothly that goes on and then how waxy it is when you blend it, so it's like actually really long wearing. Her crayons are meant for like everywhere on your face, and so they really behave kind of like eyeliners, like waterproof eyeliners. That might be too red. That's like really red. Does not look red. Nonetheless, let's try Velvet Fawn here. It's a liquid lip color, not usually my thing, but these are really beautiful. They're super lightweight. They don't dry all the way down. And you can wear them really blotted. And it just gives you like this little soft pout moment. They're very velveteen looking, aren't they? So there's that. I mean, I do feel like I need more bronzer, but we're gonna use Rudy's pen first. Now I've seen her, if you're not following her, Rudy Berry, go follow her, she's lovely. But I have seen her using this so much. And I know that my friend Natalie was also able to kind of try a lot of the prototypes along the way. This has gone through so much testing to get it perfect. Oh my God! It is so cute. It has little strawberry seeds all over it. So like strawberry seeds, freckles, get it? It has this perfect little freckle shaped tip on it. Oh, and that's it. There's not really any learning curve, is there? Okay, let's go. And then you just take your finger and you kind of stamp them. Better to do it right when you like maybe do like 4 or 5 of them, and then address that section right then, because it dries down not super fast, but it does dry. There we go, because then they kind of smush a little bit more, and as the owner of real freckles, they look smushed. They're not always like perfect little round dots, and so like smushing a freckle makes it look more real. But it's super forgiving, because like you could just take your finger and wipe it off if you wanted to, you know? That is so cute. Very cute. And then I can also use it to kind of bring back my little beauty mark that I never do that. Hey, that's kind of nice. I've never done that before. Never had the guts to. So I do feel like I want to put a gloss on over this lip. That is like the only thing. So maybe we just put a little bit more of the RHODE back on top of it. Yeah, we end up with like a glossy fawn. Glossy fawn is far more me. But I feel like it's still, even though it's like latte, it's still not me unless there's a little bit more blush. But luckily, this beige vibe, right? We have options. A medium beige and a deep beige that we could use to really richen it up, right? I'm thinking we go with the medium, see what that does. Yeah, and that's gonna bring in a lot of that nice warmth that's also coming from the lip color, but it's also maintaining the freckles. And it's like, if I've been out in the sun enough to have freckles, then I'm gonna be out in the sun enough to have a really nice flush as well. So this is this beautiful medium beige color, a little on the forehead maybe. All will be revealed very soon, y'all. And I'm so excited to show you. Isn't that amazing? It just came together like that. Ooh, 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 ew, ew, cute. And I'm like a-okay with the fact that my eyebrows aren't penciled in. So let's powder just a tippity touch more, kind of here. We kept our freckles. Take down the shine a little. You know, we want the shine selectively. I mean, I did my best at keeping my face the same color as the rest of my body. I think we did pretty well, all things considered. And it's a few techniques that I don't necessarily always combine, and definitely a lot of new products. So let's do a smash or pass on all of the products that we just tried. Starting with the RHODE Beauty Peptide Glazing Fluid, as well as the RHODE Beauty Pink on Gray Peptide Lip Treatment. I love both of these. I might stand corrected on the whole RHODE thing, because these are so far like really, really beautiful and excellent. I'm really enjoying like wearing both of them right now. My skin looks fantastic. And not to, I don't know, give away privileged information here, but like also when I posted about these, Hindash was like, yeah, I was sent them too, and I love all of them. He and I tend to agree on these kinds of things. So, okay, Hailey, okay, these are really good, okay? I love this stuff. I love it. It is just so much more than the sum of its parts, and I'm so glad that I got it. The Chanel Rosy Light Drops, just so gorgeous, especially if you're looking for that really nice kind of lit from within glow, but you don't want your skin to get any deeper. Like a lot of them kind of have like a bronzy glow, or sometimes they'll just have a pearly glow, and that'll make your skin look kind of icy or ashy. For me, this is the one. And it functions pretty nicely as like a color corrector too. I love it. And it's so thin and lightweight, but it gives a similar effect to something that's illuminating that you might have in your routine, you know, like a Glow Lust or something, but it's not gonna make your skin all soupy. So glad I chose this today. I like this so much better for my needs right now than the Hourglass. Not that the Hourglass like came out and asked to be compared to this. Like no one said that they're competitors necessarily, but in terms of like skin tints that I've tried recently, I just love this because it gives me so much more coverage without looking unnatural at all. Like I love the finish on it, and it really behaves like a high performing makeup, whereas the Hourglass is really pretty, but if you're someone who suffers from pigmentation, it's just gonna, I don't know, I found that it makes me a little bit more self-conscious about my freckles and my pigmentation showing through, and it's just not quite enough coverage, I feel like, for the amount of like dewiness. It's like a lot of dewiness. It is like the most dewy skin tint I've like ever used, and so this one gives a dewy appearance without being literally a magnet for every piece of lint in the room. I mean, I really like the Hourglass, I do. It's just not, it doesn't make me feel as confident as this does. Ooh, oh, you know, Jason is so honestly like nervous about the reception of these. I don't think that they've come out yet specifically like for everybody, but like the postcard that he sent me with these, he was like, Please enjoy these. I hope they don't suck. Like, Jason, these so far from suck. They're amazing. They're so good. Like, look how beautiful that looks, how beautifully they went on my skin, how well they cooperated with everything else, how completely featherweight they were, and how nuanced and well-informed the shades are. I'm just very, very impressed by them. I think that the formula is gorgeous. I think that this is so different from any other bronzer that I've ever used, from formula to shades, and it's like someone actually matched it to the idea of what someone's skin is going to look like when it is in the sun. And then they have that for like several undertones and, you know, tons of shades. 12 shades. I think it really speaks volumes that with the two lightest shades, and honestly the Golden Daybreak is like the one for me, I'm able to achieve something that still looks like me. I'm able to like exaggerate the sunny, you know, pretty bronziness on my skin, but maintain the fact that like I'm not trying to change my entire skin tone. It still works with my skin tone. And there's kind of something for everybody, which is amazing. I really like this little highlighter. It makes a lot of sense to me, this delivery system from M Cosmetics. It's not new. I just haven't had one of these in my hands in a while. And I just think that it was, you know, very seamless with everything. She does a great job with her formulas. I think the color is really nice. And yeah, as far as highlighters are concerned, you're not gonna catch me using one that often. And this one really integrated well into the whole look. Nothing new on my eyes, I don't think, other than the Laura Mercier eyeliner. This is a Caviar eyeliner pencil. It's beautiful. It goes on very similarly to the Victoria Beckham ones, the way that it kind of glides on and then it sets down completely, which I think is really nice. And this color bronze is beautiful. And then as far as Lisa Eldridge's lip colors, I really enjoy them. I think that this color, Fawn, especially with the gloss on top, is just like kind of everything. I was really anticipating it stealing the show, like being too much, because a matte lip on me tends to do that. But Fawn is just such a beautiful color. And this is just such an ideal, pretty face of makeup that I think that that's kind of the appeal of it, right? Across social media, is that once you get it on, you feel like $1,000,000. It just feels like it kind of goes with everything. So loving that. And I feel like the RHODE gloss went on really nice on top of it too. You know, didn't disturb it too much. And then Rudy's Freckle Pen. I can tell how much work and energy went into this, from the delivery system to the formula to the shade to the packaging to everything. This is just a brilliant product that has been perfected. Like, it's just a really, really excellent freckle pen. I am a big fan of a fake freckle. I think everybody should be able to have them, even if you already have them. I already have them, and that's fine. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, people got made fun of their entire lives for having freckles and now people want to make them fashionable. Sure, let's do it. Reclaim them, absolutely. But B, I never got made fun of for my freckles. I've had freckles my entire life. No one ever told me I was like a nerd for having freckles. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry that people got bullied for having freckles. I never did. I loved my freckles. And so more freckles for everybody. Freckles for everybody. You get a freckle and you get a freckle and you get a freckle. So yes. Thank you to Rudy for sending this to me. This is very, very cool. So I will list everything that I used today down below for this latte makeup look. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you are not already subscribed, I heard that cool people subscribe to my channel. So if you're cool, it'd be pretty cool if you did. And I will put a video up here that I think that you're going to enjoy if you liked this one. I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.